Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this post, I want to show and expose to the world what a rigged joke the mainstream media is, and the example I will use is the Donald Trump campaign for president and how the mainstream media has been an active participant in that, giving him much airtime and coding his headlines with this secret gematria all the way. Before we get into that, I want to talk about this Simpsons episode that's making the rounds right now in the truth community. An episode of The Simpsons that came out in March of 2000 is about Donald Trump becoming president, but what people aren't talking about is the full narrative. Let's go over it. 30 years into the future, Bart is a 40-year-old beer-drinking slacker trying to launch his music career after dropping out of the DeVry Institute. The only gig Bart can get is at a beach bar owned by Nelson Muntz. Nelson Muntz has name gematria of 47 like the word president. And even then, Bart is only paid in popcorn shrimp. He survives by mooching off of his parents and their neighbor Ned Flanders. Bart lives with Ralph Wiggum in a beach cottage by the shore, from which Bart finds out that he has been evicted after his disastrous concert at Nelson's bar. Meanwhile, 38-year-old Lisa is the first female president of the United States, trying to rebuild the country after President Donald Trump's disastrous term. So notice a woman becomes president after Donald Trump's failures. And right now, there's very much a narrative between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. This episode came out March 19th, 2000, a date with 42 numerology like the word female. And check this out, Truth Seeker. Let's just say that Donald Trump becomes the next president in 2017. If he has a disastrous term and Hillary becomes the president in 2021, what is interesting is Hillary Clinton will be 73 years old and her name has gematria of 73. Just like the word perfect has gematria of 73. And Time magazine recently said Hillary Clinton is the perfect age to be president for a woman because she's 67 right now. Another number very much connected to females, which we'll get to. Now look at this. Throughout these headlines, there's been a lot of Trump versus women, from Trump versus Hillary to Trump versus Carly Fiorina to Trump versus Megan Fox. I think there's been others, but just let's check this out right here, Truth Seeker. This headline story, when you click on it, CNN has emphasis on, look at that face. Look at that face has the exact same gematria as Donald Trump, in simple English and in Pythagorean. In Pythagorean, it's 48. Simple English, 138. Recently, this big headline, fight gets ugly, between Trump attacking a Clinton staffer about having a husband, Anthony Michael Weiner, the former congressman who resigned after having an affair with a porn star. Anyway, that gematria of fight gets ugly equals 67. And the word female in Jewish gematria equals 67. International Women's Day is the 67th day of the year. Again, Time magazine recently did an article on how Hillary Clinton is the perfect age to run for president as a woman because she's 67. Some other Donald Trump headlines. Top stories for this day were both Donald Trump. One was him yelling at a Mexican for Univision, and the other was him calling Megyn Kelly a bimbo. This was on August 25th, 2015, a date with 48 numerology like the word Donald Trump. And what we saw on this day was a man get away with things that other people are not allowed to get away with in the politically correct mainstream media. Typically, people would be torn apart for saying what he said about Mexicans and putting down women the way he has, but the mainstream media is treating him differently, setting a new cultural narrative. The word bimbo, which he used, has Jewish gematria of 93. The word propaganda has gematria of 93. CNN the other day showed this little blurb. Quinnipiac polled 666 Republicans. 28% are for Trump. Just notice the number 666, Truth Seeker. Fox News is the Republican channel. F is the 6th letter. O is the 15th. In Pythagorean gematria, 1 plus 5 becomes 6. X is the 24th letter. In Pythagorean, 2 plus 4 becomes 6. Just think about Fox News being the Republican channel. The Republican Party in 2000 inverted the stars on their elephant party logo, making them pentagrams, something often associated with Satanism. Donald Trump and Jeb Bush have recently been making headlines for saying things about anchor babies, applying the term to Hispanics and Asians. Anchor baby has this kill gematria of 44, just like the word Asian. This number is found around trouble. And here it is coded into a controversial term, anchor baby, that Donald Trump and Jeb Bush are making popular. Here's another good example. I'm going to have to scare the Pope, in emphasis, from the mainstream media. I'm going to have to scare the Pope in Pythagorean gematria sums to 122, just like Pope Francis in simple English gematria sums to 122. Remember when Donald Trump went on jury duty? Here's what's interesting about that. CNN had on this guy named David Hamburger, but check this out. Jury duty in Jewish gematria equals 1984. Donald Trump became famous in 1984. 33 years from 1984 will be 2017, the year the next president takes office. Jury duty in simple English gematria sums to 144, a number connected to 666 through Mark of the Beast, a number that also represents time. So, possible multiple meanings within the coding here, but 1984, a very significant year to Donald Trump, again, the year he became famous. The name Hamburger, a ridiculous sounding name, has gematria of 48, just like the name Donald Trump, Pythagorean gematria. Recall Donald Trump said, "I am Batman." Batman has a lot of Masonic coding. New World Order and Batman have the same gematria in Jewish gematria. The day after Donald Trump said, "I am Batman," the man who plays Batman and goes to children's hospitals in the Northeast died in a car accident, and also that same day, Catwoman died from the Batman series. I did a video on that. Please check out my Donald Trump I Am Batman video. Very interesting. Donald Trump had these headlines on Hillary Clinton. She's got a big problem, which has Pythagorean gematria of 85, just like the name Hillary has simple English gematria of 85. See what a joke it is, truth seeker? Donald Trump at the Republican debates, they said he was the 133rd richest man. What's scary about that is White House has gematria of 133, but so does temptation. And Donald Trump, he could just be a temptation for morons right now. But then again, he could be another moron destined for the White House. It wouldn't be the first time. Check out this headline. "You can't fire me, I quit. Trump campaign says it fired top advisor who begs to differ." The gematria of that line is 96, a very important number to the Freemasons. I completely suspect that Donald Trump is a Freemason. Notice that Donald Trump's lawyer, he was on the TV talking about the debate using the phrase nonsense with the focus. Nonsense, a 33 word, another highly Masonic number, just like 96. The ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31, 32, 33. You add those three numbers together, it sums to 96, like Freemason. More Donald Trump headlines. He fired the man on his campaign team that made racist remarks against black people. I think these are just campaign shenanigans to show, Donald Trump's no racist. He'll take care of a racist in his camp. In the time this was going on, a former star of The Apprentice died, supposedly worked himself to death at age 27. Remember, Donald Trump started this show, The Apprentice. His name was Stuart Beggs, gematria of 27 and 27. He died at age 27, had a life number of 72, the reflection of 27. They said he worked 18-hour days. The date of his death has 18 numerology. 18 hours can be broken down into 3 sixes, 666, a number being coded around Donald Trump. Donald Trump's chief organizer is Michael Cohen, a Zionist Jew. Notice that Michael Cohen is a name with 96 gematria, like Freemason, which Donald Trump very much appears to be either one of or an agent for. We got this headline about Donald Trump being said 239 times in 24-hour span on CNN. What's interesting is the word elephant has Jewish gematria of 239. Elephant is the symbol of the Republicans. This year, Jeb Bush will be attending the papal mass on September 23rd. The Republican Donald Trump is targeted the most. And it all began here, Truth Seeker. July 1st, CNN had up this story. What is it about this guy? Gematria of 88 Pythagorean, just like the word Trump. It's been nonstop Trump ever since. He opened up, he made the big headlines by saying who was doing the raping, blaming Mexicans. A word with 113 gematria like mainstream, dishonest, and green screen, another favorite number of these Freemasons. So if you can't see that this is an organized spectacle, especially after this, you're really wearing the blinders, Truth Seeker. Let us close with the fact that the words poison and program have gematria of 88. Notice how the word program closes with 113 coded in, just like mainstream and dishonest. And think about what they say on the news very often. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. My nickname for Donald is the Dump because it has the fitting gematria of 33 for a Freemason asshole clown. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time. Encore, Truth Seeker. Because my account is in bad standing right now for showing the video footage of the Roanoke, Virginia shooting hoax, I have to rush. The videos can be no longer than 15 minutes, so I apologize if I seem that I'm in a hurry. What I want to close by is taking you back in time just in case you've forgotten this story with all the other stories we've been bombarded with since. Right after Donald Trump said who was doing the raping and making these racist remarks about Mexicans, there was a story just days later in the media about a man who'd been deported 5 times finding a federal agent's gun on the pier in San Francisco and shooting this young woman. They said his name was Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez, a very ridiculous sounding name. It's like taking 4 common Hispanic names and throwing them together. But look at the gematria, 113, that number they love to code, just like what who was doing the raping comes to when he was blaming it on Mexicans. This is how the show works, Truth Seeker. It's a big show. The people who are carried by the media for president are actor agents following the script that is given to them. Donald Trump is getting to play the hero in a lot of regards and getting carried by the media in ways nobody else would. If I said those things on TV, I would be demonized. Just like most people, Donald Trump is getting special treatment. That's what it is about this guy. He is the actor agent to be. And think about how he comes at the close of Obama's presidency when at the beginning of it, he was making the biggest noise about him being an African from Kenya. I don't think that's a coincidence. All right, until next